Welcome back, guys. Well, today I'm here at the cabin and it's July. It's lovely out. Great time of year to be here. And I'm here with one of my other YouTube friends and we are going to go metal detecting. It's going to be pretty exciting. Stay tuned. So this property and this land is obviously quite old. Basically the earliest white settlers on this land were here in the late 1800s. So there's probably lots of cool stuff we can find. Certainly there's a lot of logging done here, so I'm hoping to get some logging materials. We'll find some old coins. Also, it was an active farm, so maybe we'll find some implements from the farm. All right, let's get going. All right, so here's Gary. We're getting a start here in the field. Tell us a bit about the equipment you're going to be using today.
I'm using the Garrett AT Pro today, so I could only bring one detector. Didn't have enough room for the second one, so.
And what's so special about this detector?
It's a waterproof detector. It'll go down 10 inches. It's a medium level detector, probably about 800 bucks, so not high end, but good enough to find what we're looking for, relics and anything, coins and stuff up to 10 inches.
Well, that sounds pretty good to me. It looks like a solid unit, so we're gonna get started, I think, in the field before the sun gets too high, and we'll see what we find. So how this works is you basically wiggle the machine on the ground.
And, wiggle, that's a technical term.
And it sends off a signal and lets you know what you could be looking for. Getting the signal here.
I think it's just iron, but oh no, no, it's not.
I can even hear it through those headphones. It's pretty loud. Well, this is our first hit here in the field. Looks like it might be a coin. So Gary's unit here has a way of telling you exactly what you might be expecting based on the signal. And so we're just getting the shovel right now. We'll see what we found.
That's like 77 to 84.
He's got a really neat little shovel here, so we're just going to take a peek in what we got. Guessing Gary's done a lot of digging in his metal detecting.
Oh, thousands of holes.
Do you have your point detector with you?
Yep. Pin pointer.
So now I'm going to use a pin pointer to find out where this is. Oh. You probably can't hear the beeping, but I can hear it through Gary's headphones. Let's put it up to here.
It's actually coming out of here.
Right. Oh.
Watch. Nice light soil here.
Yeah, it's very loamy soil. Easy digging, not like that clay stuff that you may have, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's an old handmade nail.
That's an old square nail.
There you go. Look at this. First find, an old square nail. Very cool. Handmade.
And they do ring up like coins.
That's nice. Good find. All right, so here's a close-up for you guys. There's an old square nail here. That would have been handmade. Isn't that neat? So someone was out here building, obviously, and dropped a nail. Let's keep looking. So Gary's got another hit here, not too far away from the first, and it's showing 20 centimeters down. Let's check it out. In contrast, this is a more modern nail that we just found. So you can see it's got the nice round head to it, round body, and a little pointy tip. So we found a few more nails in the field, and we're just taking it into the bush now because it is pretty hot out there. We're going along just a rock pile here to see, maybe there was a structure here before, and we're getting a pretty strong signal.
This is iron. I don't know that I would normally dig this, but...
So we're down pretty deep and we're still getting a signal. So whatever's down here is pretty old. I don't know if we're down about 30 centimeters. Going through rock and roots.
Lots of roots.
Metal detecting is very energy intensive. You're always digging, possibly into clay, rocks, roots. Gotta be pretty dedicated. But it does get addictive because it's pretty exciting. It's like treasure hunting. Well, the last spot was a bust. We kept getting signal and it was getting weaker and weaker, so I think the unit was just, I don't know what it was detecting, something really tiny maybe. So we found another really strong signal by the old fence line here. You can see the old collapsed cedar fence line. There's some old barbed wire I flagged off. So we're just gonna see, there's a pretty strong signal here. Gary says it's between a 70 and a 99, so maybe some good stuff in here, or maybe another nail. And lo and behold, another square nail. So they did a lot of building in and around here. Maybe it's for the fencing, I don't know. Well, here's something different. Here's a casing for a 22. So just found the cabin's actually, well, right there. So some people probably doing a little hunting for some small game, varmints, things like that. So there you go. Well, definitely was a good hunting spot. Another 22 that has not been fired. So Gary's just opening up the bullet there just to dispose of the gunpowder.
Don't want it going off in my pouch.
Smart move. It's a little bit corroded, so it's not as old as the stuff we've been finding. There you go. Just empty it all out. There you go. So there's the casing and there's the bullet.
First relic, guys. That is an old suspender buckle, I think. And we're missing a tooth that would have went right here.
That's so cool. It was just a few inches down in that hole. And the cabin's off that way. So a lot of logging sort of happened down around here, and obviously farming. And so I think that was a little buckle, like Gary thinks, of the guy's pants. How cool is that? That's awesome. I first thought it was a coiled up nail, but no, it's actually way cooler than that. This is lots of fun, very addicting. So one thing we're finding at the cabin here is the soil may have a high iron content, and so it's we get a lot of false signals, but this one keeps reading over here, so we're just going to keep digging. Yeah, look at that color, eh? Looks like maybe something disintegrated here. Reddish kind of soil.
It's this red soil.
Yeah, so that's high iron content in the soil, so that's why we keep getting a huge signal over here. Something probably was here and then rusted out and was returned back to the earth. One of the most interesting artifacts I found here at the property was an old leg hold trap, double long spring. It's like a number 2 Victor. I did a video way back when I started my channel on finding that. It was about 6 inches underground with a large cedar root going through the springs. So I was down by the waterfront, and the reason I noticed it was that there was a chain going into the ground. It was a really old cedar pole that was used to kind of toggle it down into the ground. So that was pretty interesting, and I restored it. So I'll put a link up here to that video. You'll get to see that. It was pretty neat, and that was, I don't know, I mean, I know trapping went on around here, and it still does. Probably started long time ago. That trap was pretty rusted out, but I de-rusted it, and now it just sort of hangs in the cabin as a relic that I found here. So we're digging along the trail here, and be careful, here's the poison ivy. So we're gonna try to stay away from it. But the signal's strong enough, Gary wants to do it, so listen to the boss man.
Oh, I'm digging the hole, but you're going to reach in and get out whatever's in there, so that's why we're doing it.
I'm actually fairly resistant to poison ivy, so we'll see. Oh, you're kneeling in it now. Make sure you wash up with dish soap when you get back to the cabin. Oh, geez, your arm is right, you're touching it right there.
No, I'm good. I got a glove.
Well, that was a bust. The soil again was pretty rusty looking, so I think it's just some high mineral content. So hopefully we didn't get poison ivy from that adventure.
There's definitely something iron there.
Another hole, another item. This time, a beer cap. I don't know what brand of beer that's from, but, or maybe it could be like a pop cap too, like from Coca-Cola or something, I don't know.
That's beer.
Beer?
Maybe export.
There's another kind of detecting. Fresh deer scat. It's probably a deer just up ahead. The other thing I'm looking for today is wild edibles, and here's my service berry tree. Looks like the berries are ready to eat. So I'll come back later and I'll grab my berry basket and I'll grab some of those and maybe we'll make some jam. And sometimes you just end up finding a little piece of metal that could be from a can, maybe a fuel can, maybe a pop can, piece of equipment. All right, fast forward, it's a little later in the day. I got way too hot in the field in the bush there, and we just went for a swim and came back. Now we're gonna head back out for a little evening detecting because it's so addictive. I'm gonna head towards a rock pile in the field and just a little bit up the other direction in the field. Found an old metal pail there a while back, so maybe there'll be something else interesting. Here's the old rusty pail I found at the edge of the field, no detector required. So it's not super duper old, but it's old enough. Wonder what it was used for. While we're cruising through the field, I'll give you guys an update about the garden. And look at the potatoes, they're actually coming to flower. So that's great. Also over here, these are the beans. They're coming along. I think they're going to start to flower really soon, so they're going to be late bloomers in this area, but when they're coming out, we'll have lots of bush beans, so, and lots of potatoes. My gosh, that's exciting. And over here, this is a little tiny cucumber. My gosh, I don't know if we'll be able to get cucumbers out of it this year, but it's growing. Another one right there. Like a few little peas over there as well. So you can see a little bit of the area we're in now. It's where all the pines are, and we've already got a signal. Already got a hit right here. So we've got a good signal here by an old rock pile of field rocks, so we're gonna see what's going on. Oh, cool. Bottle cap. Another one for the pouch. This, you can see on here is a Cougar Wildcat beer. So some of you guys may be wondering what kind of shovel we're using here, and it's the Little Digger shovel. It's got some serrated edges here, and it's got a really nice sharp blade to it. It is awesome. According to Gary, he's dug thousands of holes with this, and it is a solid purchase, even in really thick clay and stuff like that. So if you're looking for it, it's called Little Digger, and you can get it online.
There it is right there, square nail.
Ooh, another nail. That's cool.
That's a nice nail.
That's a really nice one. That's a long one. Is that about 2.5 inches or so, 3 inches?
Some nails are longer than others.
So we're getting a signal on this rock face here.
Where would it be though? This is solid. Could be iron in the rock maybe? I don't know. Wait, it might be picking up something right here.
Yeah, you can see the rock actually has iron in it here. That looks like iron. So we're getting signal all over this rock. Getting a feeling that's the frustration with
oh yeah, look at
hunting around right these rocks. Sometimes the signal we're getting is just from the rock itself and not because there's a relic nearby.
It's a piece of wire.
Well, this hole right here, just further down the field, we found a piece of wire. This unit seems to be pretty sensitive. It's the Garrett AT Pro. So check with a pinpointer. That's one tip, is to always go back in your hole, check with a pinpointer, even though you think you found everything. Sometimes there's more stuff.
But you can see the mineralization right there, and it's setting it off.
Yeah, you can see something else has been sort of broken down there.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of that. I don't know. Is there actually something there? Oh, there is.
Oh,
another,
see? There
another
you go.
piece of wire.
Always check your holes twice. There's another piece of wire.
You don't want to miss that wire.
I don't know, we've just found a bolt. So I don't know if that fell out of a wagon or what that would come off of. Something.
It actually looks like it's a nut on the end of a straight, so it might be older than I thought, because look at that looks like two pieces, eh?
Yeah, it is.
So it might be older than I thought originally.
Yeah, it's a nut on the end of the
On a straight
thing.
thread. Which you wouldn't make that nowadays like that. It would be it would be one piece. With a head on it.
Yeah, unless this snapped.
Found a little
rusty Honda part.
another like looks like a bolt at first. It's actually like a nut attached to like some threaded
Rod.
What are some of the cooler things that you've found?
You wouldn't think, like out in the middle of the farmer's field I found a gold ring.
Is that the coolest thing you found, is a gold ring?
That's the most no, that's not the most expensive. I found a World War I 230th Battalion button. That's probably 150 bucks, like collectors like that stuff.
Wow.
So that's the most expensive, and it's probably, I like the history stuff, so I'm not into like clad and jewelry and stuff like that. I mean, when I find it, it's great, but it's not what I go looking for. I look for the history more.
Cool.
Like I really like hunts like this where you find, like to me, one of the coolest things I found was that little strap today. Like that stuff that's history. The pocket watch that I found was cool. Lots of guys just go to the beaches and they hunt for coins and that and clad, but I'm not into that. Clad is just like modern coins.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see that.
And they just go to make $4 or $5 for an outing kind of thing, or.
So in this hole, we're finding a lot of stuff. This is some kind of like metal strapping or something like that. Keep getting more signals, so we'll keep digging. You can certainly tell this is an old farm. Here is a fence staple. So just a wire kind of bent. Nice little piece of iron. Currently there's no fencing here, but I know there was some went all the way along this edge of the property, so There you go, fence staple. So in this pile we found a little tiny square headed nail. I wonder if this was used for an old horseshoe or something. If you're a blacksmith, let me know if this is something you would use for a horse's shoe way back in the day. It's pretty small. Looks like someone else is digging. It's the turkeys. They're just having a sand bath. There's a feather.
Something
Nice
here.
dust bath. Oh, Gary says there's something back there. Alright, well here are all the goodies that we have. Lots of nails, staples, wires, and there it is. That is the very cool buckle there, part of the buckle for what we think are suspenders. So interesting. Well, we'll keep on looking and see what else we can find. I know it doesn't seem much finding all these nails, but you know, those nails are probably close to 100 years old and they were handmade by a blacksmith. So that is really, really cool to be able to find those kind of relics. If you know more about something like that, please let me know down below in the comments. I really want to learn about it. I'm just sort of finding out all about this cool stuff here at the cabin and I want to be able to be more informed about it. So if you know all about that or you're a treasure hunter yourself, let me know. Thanks guys for watching today's adventure. We found some pretty cool stuff and it gives me hope that, yeah, there's lots more things to be found here. My favorite, of course, was the little suspender buckle. I think that's amazing. That's quite old. And I like those square nails. It just shows how they were made. I'm sure there's tons more stuff here. I can't wait to do more of the metal detecting. All right, guys, hope you have a great week as always. Take care.